Oh, don't be doing auto mode. This really isn't doing anything. This is not Ghost. I'm sure more can be done with that one. These are kind of just distracting me and really ruining the balance of this shot. Yeah, okay. Big problem with this one is that, see, hi everyone, in this video I'm going to do a photo critique, but first of all, here's the list of the people which I still need to get through. If you see your name here, so you know that your name is still in the list. And then, so that's 2 pages, and I am on this 3rd page. So today I am doing Elin Mastrangelo. Interesting name. Okay, and Ellen has sent in her photo. She says, "Hello, Mr. Dom. I'm a 42-year-old woman living in Washington, D.C. area, and a rather late bloomer with regards to photography. I bought my first digital SLR 2 years ago and have been picking up a lot of part-time gigs as an event photographer for the local marina, an engagement photographer, and I even just recently started shooting small weddings. Yikes. I'm currently shooting with the Nikon D90. Okay, if you're doing weddings, I would always get a backup camera. Just if you're the only photographer there and for some reason your D90 just crashes on you, you really want to have another camera at your side. Get a second-hand something, doesn't matter. Just try and have one there. Anyway, here's a sample of my work, which covers a broad spectrum of stuff. Okay, so you're saying you are, what are you saying? You're kind of a, not beginner, you're an advanced amateur, only 2 years worth of work, but yet you're doing all these jobs, so therefore I'm thinking it must be pretty good. Okay, let's go into the shots. Okay, first one is a really noisy picture of not very much. Blue Ridge Beauty, this one is. Right, okay, that's only ISO 200. I'm seeing loads of grain in that image, like especially up here. That just looks noisy as heck. I don't know whether you've done like some photoshopping to give it more clarity, but it's really enhanced the noise. What is it? Blue Mountain Beauty, taken from a scenic bypass along a Blue Mountain Ridge in Virginia. Shot at f10 at 1/320th of a second ISO 200. Based on those crazy settings, I'm guessing I had the camera in an auto mode. Oh, don't be doing auto mode. That was taken about 2 years ago when I was still trying to figure out things. Okay, if you are sending me your photos to critique, please don't anyone be sending me photos which you took 2 years ago. It should be a current work that you've been doing and something which you really want to show off your skills. Telling me that you've been shooting in an auto mode is not showing me you've got any skills with the camera, maybe composition, but again, this photo I'm not seeing much interest. Effectively, this is more like a water painting in, you know, when you're looking at technically the changing of colours and contrast and brightness through the atmosphere, but to me this is really a dull photo which isn't capturing my attention at all. Do you know what this is like? This is like one of those bits of sand that you get in a little kind of picture frame that you put upside down and it goes down and makes like sandy patterns. But in terms of a photograph, this really isn't doing anything. This is not got subject of interest, it's got terrible noise, it's a, yeah, okay, and you've done it in auto, which you just told me, and it's 2 years ago. No, send me stuff which is new. I'm not interested in seeing stuff which is 2 years old, possibly when you very started photography. This is just a waste of your chance of getting a critique, okay? So I'm not even going to bother really looking at that one. Next one, boys. Seems a little bit underexposed or a bit of a dull day. And okay, it's an interesting subject from an odd angle with a bit of a shallow depth of field, but then it's kind of ruined. If this was much closer crops, it was just something maybe like that, and maybe the saturation boosted just a touch. But at the moment, we've got this kind of like building in the background and stuff there. Let's see what we said there, boys. f5.6, ISO 100, 250th of a second. I grew up near an ocean and I'm drawn towards anything nautical. These boys were hanging all along the fence in Boston, MA, Massachusetts, down by the harbour, and I was drawn to all the pretty colours. Yeah, I would say give it a little boost of exposure or brightness, or play with the tone curves. Putting the brightness up and the darks down, so you've got more contrast. But at the moment, this is kind of in the middle. It's I would say you need to work on the editing of this to really make it pop, really make it stand out with all these, what you're saying is beautiful colours. Here, they're not showing off their beautifulness there as possible. So yeah, either that's more after editing where you can change the vibrancy, would be quite good. But other than that, I'm sure more can be done with that one. Okay, next one. Okay, this is looking a bit more interesting. I'm liking this one. This looks like it's been done with a bit of a fisheye lens, and it's been done at a time when there's barely anyone there. What this would be a great shot is if I'm seeing there's a couple of people way over there, which are kind of just distracting me and really ruining the balance of this shot. But see if there's just a lone man standing here facing into the sun with his fishing rod over the side. That would be a nice shot. That would be really good. Or even if he was walking along down the path with like his bucket of fish with his rod on his back or something, sun hitting him from the side. You can tell it's like a morning shot with a low sun. I think this is like a good location, and potentially you're going to have some good subjects to take photos of here. But at the moment, what you've done is you've taken a picture of something which, like, oh my god, look at these bits over here. These bits of, like, sticks coming out of the... That would be brilliant. Go nighttime, get in the water, get your tripod in the water, and do a really long time exposure shot of that, and just so it's all totally milky mist around those. That'd be quite an interesting shot, especially with that in the background. That'd be quite cool. Okay, this is a good location. You've obviously got up early enough in the day, but what else do you have to say here? This one is called Fishing Pier. Fishing Pier, f13, a 50th of a second. Do you really need to be at f13 if you've got such a fisheye lens? Probably not. ISO 100, this was taken with a 10.5 fisheye. The thing I love about the thing I love the most about this photo, and I will admit I was unintentional, is that the horizon is obscured by the railings of the fishing pier. Yeah, that is a cool, also kind of addition, how the kind of water just kind of goes on forever. So you can't really tell where the water ends and the sky begins. Yeah, that's a cool bit which you've done there. I like that. I like that a lot. This would be a great one at sunset, especially if there's a bright red sky or something. With the kind of textures that you've got in that wood, that'd be really good with like strong contrasty everything on that one. Yeah, that looks like a cool area to do some shots. Get down there, do a lot more. That's all I'd say on that one. Footsteps, most likely your own footsteps or footprints, as you called this one. Footprints, f4.8, 800th of a second, ISO 100. More nautical beach stuff. A woman had just walked through the wet sand past my beach chair as I was sitting in the sun. Yeah, okay. Big problem with this one is that, see these kind of beach shots where you get like this. You either have it so it's a leading line to something, maybe a person walking away, because at the moment those feet are coming towards me, and so that just makes me think that you've just walked in the sand towards yourself. 2, the sand is a bit grey. I would enhance either the contrast, the vibrancy, or just bring the warm tones up a little bit as well. 2, the beach doesn't look that tidy, especially when you start looking up at the guff that's up here. So maybe cropping it down so you're just seeing something like that. But again, the subject here is the footprints. Unfortunately, the footprints are coming to you. It'd be cool if they were going somewhere, then you can think, okay, it's somebody that's left you and they're going off somewhere, but they seem to be coming towards you. And again, there's much better examples of footprints in sand that I've seen on the internet than this one. Yeah, so definitely I would warm this one up. This one, Yeah, I use a shallow depth of field to add interest and give the illusion of footprints trailing off in the background. But they're not trailing off, they're coming towards. So that's that one. Okay, and last one. Now that's a nicely exposed shot. It's a cool sky. There's a lot of noise in it again, and before you even look at the settings that you've done here, the aperture that you've chosen is starting to highlight dust spots on the sensor. There, there, and there. You can see another one there. So yeah, first of all, you need to go get your sensor cleaned. And what did you say on this one? This one is F10, 400th of a second. ISO 200. We spent a good deal of time on the boat in the summer. This is one of my favourite spots for watching the sunset from the boat. Love the way the clouds streak across the sky. Yeah, as colour changes. Okay, in terms of the rule of thirds, this really isn't in it. Okay, the rule of thirds nobody has to follow in any way, but generally the reason why there's a rule of thirds is because it's actually what we consider in our head to be the most attractive, most well-balanced kind of thing. Having something straight in the centre is psychologically deemed as threatening. Having it waver to the side, it's deemed as insignificant. Having it at the thirds of somewhere is deemed as, you know, not threatening, not insignificant, and also kind of grabbing our attention. Generally, as humans, we like things which are a little bit non-symmetrical. We like things going off to the side. This one, you've gone below the bottom third and you've gone past the side third for the sun. So this is really a shot of the sky and the clouds, and for some reason it's just not doing it for me. Maybe I'm just not in the right mode for this one, but I hope some people can put some comments down below which can give you a little bit more insight as to why this image isn't that appealing. I think the clouds just aren't dramatic enough. The blue sky isn't blue enough. The red sunshine is just a little bit too much behind the clouds. I'm sorry, but it's not. This one needs to work on the composition, I think, and possibly the contrast again, to make that a little bit more of a dramatic looking sky. But what I would say is really work on your shots, the composition wise, the post editing afterwards, and get down to that pier and get some more shots down there. And I think that's all your shots. Okay, so Elin, in terms of the equipment that you've got, I think a D90 is an absolutely brilliant camera. In fact, it's got the same sensor as what I'm using in my camera, the Nikon D300. And I just think your images can definitely get a lot better. And please don't send images from 2 years ago when you're shooting everything on auto. If you want me to critique it, I'm critiquing you pretty hard in this one, and I think you could do a lot better. With the resources that you've got here, with these beautiful golden sand beaches, these lovely wooden piers, with these colourful buoys, and this great mountainside that's around wherever you are. Work the shots more, work them more. Okay, Elin, hope that hasn't destroyed you too much. I really hope that you take it as inspiration to go out and just take some ass-kicking photos instead of the simple, you know, people walking down a beach shot. Yeah, just be more awesome is all I say. Okay, hope that helps. Bye.